उसको न कर बुतों में, वो है बदलती हुई रुतों में, जो दिन को रात और रात को दिन बना रहा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है। कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती चला रहा है, वही खुदा है। दिखाई भी जो न दे नजर भी जो आ रहा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है। तलाश उसको न कर बुतों में।
You said, walk to me and I'll run to you. Call me and I'll show you. Hiding like a pearl for you to heal and guide you from.
कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती चला रहा है, वही खुदा है। दिखाई भी जो न दे नजर भी जो आ रहा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है। तलाश उसको न कर बुतों में, वो है बदलती हुई रुतों में, जो दिन को रात और रात को दिन बना रहा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है।
You said, walk to me and I'll run to you. Call me and I'll show you. Hiding like a pearl for you to heal and guide you from.
कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती चला रहा है, वो ही खुदा है। दिखाई भी जो न दे नजर भी जो आ रहा है, वो ही खुदा है, वो ही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, वो ही खुदा है। तलाश उसको न कर बुतों में, वो है बदलती हुई रुतों में। जो दिन को रात और रात को दिन बना रहा है, वो ही खुदा है, वो ही खुदा है।
You said, walk to me and I'll run.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back for the next segment of our spiritual retreat. We're joined now, alhamdulillah, by Ustad Usman, who will cover a very wonderful topic, a topic which he also brings a wealth of experience to, which is how to live a balanced life. And we can expect a very interactive session. So we'll ask our participants here, but also those on Zoom, to please give the full participation to the session, inshallah. This session will last till 4:30, after which we'll have a short break, and then we will continue with another practice of the Muraqba of Miraj. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Ustad Usman.
Thank you. Jazakallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulih al-Kareem. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin al-Nabi al-Ummi wa ala alihi wa sahabihi wa sallim taslima. Assalamu alayka ayuhan Nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi as-salihin. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. MashaAllah. First of all, I want to give you some wonderful news. And the wonderful news is this. It comes with a question. And the question is this. Those of you who are staying in the mosque, in the masjid, in retreats today, and even participants on Zoom and online as well, the reward for you is hundreds of times more, maybe thousands of times more, than a person 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago. But my question is why? So the reward for you staying in the mosque today, being on this retreat today, is hundreds of times more than someone 1,000 years ago. Why do you think that is? First of all, you're all shocked to even hear such a thing. So, mashallah. So congratulations, first of all, that you're here, you're doing such a wonderful thing like a spiritual retreat. But why is this? Your reward, doing the same thing if you were to do this 1,000 years ago, doing it today is more rewardable, more reward-worthy than 1,000 years ago. Brother Ramzan, what do you think? If anyone on Zoom wants to give an answer, you can do, and inshallah, some of the brothers will read your answers out. So, any idea? No, anyone, not the time of, that's why I said 1,000 years ago, not the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, that's 1400 years ago, but say 1,000 years ago. Your reward today is more for doing this than it was then. No? Brother Asif? Yeah. Okay, good. So that's along the right lines. So Brother Asif's along the right lines. Brother Abdul Samad? So you know Brother Asif's along the right lines. It's to do with the trials and tribulations we have.
So today we've got a lot of technology. We could have easily engaged in that, playing games or something, but instead we've decided to sacrifice all that and attend here.
I don't know about the games, because the games are not very bad. It depends what game you're playing. But the opportunity to sin, the opportunity to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so easy than it ever has been. Through the one or two devices, the opportunity and the things that a person can do, you wouldn't have been able to do a fraction of them, even a fraction of them in an entire lifetime 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. Now in one day, what a person can do in terms of sin, disobedience, can be more than what some people were able to do hundreds of years ago. So the fact that you have that opportunity at hand, and yet you choose to be here in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessed house, you know, watching these wonderful retreats, doing Muraqba, Miraj, when the rest of the world might be engulfed in, you know, fornication and pornography and alcohol and drinking and nightclubbing and all these other things, and just through their mobile phone alone, then it's a miracle that you're even here. It's a miracle. So first is to congratulate all of you, mashallah. It's very, very impressive. And when there's less, then it's even more blessed. So when there's less people, the more blessed it becomes. Why? Now there's another question. When there's less people, it's more blessed. Why do you think that is? So you shouldn't look around and think, oh, there's not many people, I want to go. Rather, when there's less, there's more blessing. Why do you think this is? So, Brother Muhaffir, when there's less people, there's more blessing. Less people, there's more blessing. You shouldn't be looking at the number of people, you should be looking how much blessing, reward, closeness to Allah is there.
Is it because of the initiation? For example, when Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu became the first Muslim, and then after him, because of him, so many other people become Muslims, so he gets the reward of it all. So is that the same sort of concept?
It's similar concept, but that's not the exact reason, but that's a very good try, very good attempt, mashallah. So it's a good answer as well. So when there's less people, there's more reward. Why is that? So, Brother Majid, you want to have a go? Less reward, I mean less people, and your rewards multiplied even more.
Is it because we can think, well, there's not that many people here, I might want to go home. It can't be a very good gathering if there's not many people, etc. That kind of mindset.
Yeah, so it's along these lines that when there's less, there's less motivation. So for example, during the lockdown, many people have gained weight. We call it lockdown weight. So the lockdown weight, everyone's gained. Today the gym's open, today in the UK, and most people are going back. So the question is, why during this lockdown period did no one go to the gym, and did nobody work out at home? Because there was no motivation. They need people around them to feel motivated. So when you're in the retreat and there's less people, you feel less motivated. And when there's less motivation, there's more reward. There's much, much more reward. The moment you feel less motivated, this is a mindset, as a bonus I give you. When you feel less motivated, your mind should instantly think, this is an opportunity. This is my opportunity when I feel less motivated. The person who needs motivation, they can't live heaven on earth. So you'll see the diagram shortly. This topic is all about heaven on earth, how to live hayatun tayyibah. The one who needs motivation, they will never live heaven on earth. The one who becomes free from motivation, they don't, whether it's there, whether it's not there, it comes, it goes, they're not bothered. They do it whether they feel motivated or not. They live heaven on earth. That's one condition. So many of you go to the gym, you'll know, whether you feel like going to the gym, whether you don't, you go. You know, one wonderful teaching I benefited from a lot was this one, that imagine a circle. There's a circle. You can live life inside the circle, you can live life very far outside the circle, or you can live life on the outside of the circle. Out of these three, and if I tell you the circle is the comfort and outside the circle is discomfort, where of the three places is the best place to live, to live your life? In the circle, outside, or very far outside? Brother, what do you think? Outside, very far outside? Just on the edges. Perfect, that's exactly right. Just on the edges. Why? Because when you're right in the center, everything's comfortable. You don't grow as a person. You don't grow. And this is all about self-development. This retreat is your self-development. Tazkiyah means self-development. If you are in your comfort zone, you don't develop as a person. You just stay where you are. But in reality, there is no staying here. There's only going up or going down. So as soon as you're comfortable, what happens? You start to go down. As soon as you're comfortable, oh, I'm happy, you know, where I am, everything, you start to go down. You like in the gym, you have to shock yourself every 6 weeks and change the routine and many other things. In the marriage, you have to spice the marriage up every so often, change things around. Even your timetable, variety is the spice of life. You have to change it. If you're too far out and was outside the circle, how does it feel there? You're too far out. You know, it's a pressure, it's stress. Do you think anyone wants to live with stress every single day? Pressure every day? No, that's too much. But just on the outer circle, a little bit of pressure, and as soon as you feel too much, you come back to comfort. But as soon as you're in the comfort too much, you go back to the little bit of circle. So you have to push yourself that little bit. So here, with the Muraqba, meditations and so on, you push yourself. You're feeling tired, push yourself that little bit more. But if you feel too much stress, then come back. So live on the outer circle. So inshallah, if you apply that to many different things in life, your circle keeps expanding and expanding and expanding, and you can do much, much more than you could ever do before. Let me give one example for someone in this very room. So everyone, we speak to different people. If you're in the state of anger, then for you now, what you want to do, the person who's in the state of anger, you want to go and manifest the anger on the person. If I ask you, what is the purpose of anger? Can anyone tell me? What is the purpose of anger? So I want you to do this 30 seconds, look at the person next to you, and I want you to ask them, what's the purpose? Why is anger created? What's the purpose of it? And I'm going to give you the secret after that. So speak to the one next to you. Ramzan, if you speak to the brother here. Brother, if you speak to maybe Hasnain there. And that's fine. So what's the purpose of anger? 30 seconds. People on Zoom, if you're on your own, write it down, think about it. What is the purpose of anger? Purpose. 30 seconds. Yeah. 10 seconds. Purpose of anger. I'm sure you all know what anger feels like, but what's the purpose of it? Okay, 5. Wonderful. So sometimes I'll go from the right, sometimes we'll go from the left, so everyone gets a chance, inshallah. So today we'll start from right, for the pair. Purpose of anger.
I think it's a trigger point, isn't it? It's to get you sort of like do something out of the ordinary, react in a different way.
Okay, so okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah.
Sort of pressure in your body.
So it's like pressure in your body to get you out of your comfort zone. Is that what you? Okay, good. All right, brothers. Purpose of anger. Okay, so you think anger is to release emotion. Okay, that's a good try. That's a very good try. Hasnain and brother, what was your name again? Yours? Ahmed. So did you come up with an answer for purpose of anger? No? Keeps people away. Okay, so anger, I get angry so I can keep people away. Okay, good try, mashallah. Brother Abdul Samad Majid. Yeah. So we can read the answers online. The participants will want to share as well. You only had 30 seconds?
It was energy to direct something at someone or something.
Okay, good. So you think anger is an energy to direct at someone or something? Good. All these answers are not correct at the moment. I'll tell you the right one.
Just a release of energy.
Okay, release of energy. Okay, mashallah. The answers online, anyone want to share?
So we have two that have been shared. One is from Sister Amna, and she's saying this to stop others. And the Sister Rashda said to release frustration. Another one just come in from Hema. She's saying learning about yourself and your limits.
Okay, wonderful. So all very, very, very good tries and attempts. But inshallah, I'm going to share with you now, if a person has this, they can live heaven on earth. This is another condition to live this hayatun tayyibah, which we'll go through. Look at what's common with every human being in the whole world when they become angry. The thing which is common in all human beings is they only become angry when things don't happen the way they want it to. Yeah, I'll say it again. You only become angry when things happen the way you don't want it to. So think about that. Last time I got angry, something didn't happen my way. When have you ever become angry when everything happened your way? Your husband, wife is helping you, serving you, your children listen to you, your friends love you, everyone's happy with you. When did you become angry? Would you become angry like that? Everyone's massaging your feet? No, you only become angry when things don't happen your way. So anger is a reminder that life is not meant to happen your way. That's all anger is. Allah SWT is reminding you when you become in the state of anger, when it comes, it is Allah SWT telling you, your life happens my way, not your way. So if you understand this one concept, next time you become angry, imagine this now, I'm going to pretend I'm angry. I'm so angry right now. Then I remember with this mindset, this anger is telling me life is not meant to happen my way, it's meant to happen Allah SWT's way. That's what anger is. It's a reminder telling you your life's not going to happen your way, because you only become angry when things don't happen your way. Allah is then directly telling you, because Allah SWT doesn't speak to me and you through words, He speaks to us through circumstance and sometimes through the states that you go through. So for the person who's angry today, when you're angry, Allah is telling you your life is not meant to happen your way, it's meant to happen my way. So then what do? You submit to Allah. Oh Allah, I'm happy with whatever you decide. Now the second thing I'm going to mention to you is the right reaction to anger, which is so powerful. This one thing can completely transform a person's life. That first one can, but this one is even more. And this is heaven on earth we're talking about. If you live like this, you live heaven on earth. So the second one is this, and this is Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu's teaching. And his teaching is, when things happen your way, you become pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be pleased, be happy, be grateful. But when things don't happen your way, become even more pleased, even more happy, because it happened Allah's way. Now when was the last time me and you did this? That something happened the way I wanted to do. Yes, I'm happy, I'm singing in the shower and so on, you know. But when something happens Allah's way, the way I didn't want it to happen, I now need to become more happy, more pleased, make myself more pleased because it happened Allah's way. If you practice that, you can never really become angry again, you know. So I'm going to let that sink in for a little while, inshallah. And then if you practice this mindset, anger will instantly disappear, it will dissipate, it will subside. And you'll realize, yes, my life is not meant to happen my way, it happens Allah's way. Then I'm happy that things didn't happen my way, it happened Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's way, so I'm going to be even more happy, even more happy. Imagine the person who goes through a mental breakdown. How are they living heaven on earth? They're not living heaven on earth. But they practice this, then they will come back to heaven on earth. So alhamdulillah, there's some additional points just for the people who are present here today. So today I want to talk about these three things. We're only going to talk about two of them. There's three births of the human being. One starts with a P, the second with I, and the third with S. So who can tell me what the P is? What the P is? You can shout it out, but let me see your hand as well, and you can shout it out. Otherwise, I will start choosing people. What is the P? Three births that we have in this life. We probably only know the first one.
We have two quick responses on Zoom. So,
okay.
Sister Amin is in physical.
Wonderful. Yeah, physical is the right one. So you're all familiar with the physical. You may not remember it, but it's the physical birth. Wonderful. What is the I? The I. With the Muhaffir? You're thinking? Okay, I'm going to give you an excellent, Brother Asif, say it louder. The intellectual birth. Your intellectual birth. That's the one. You're not only going to learn it today, you're going to experience it. So in this retreat, I always make sure that people, they don't leave with knowledge. You need to leave with two things. You need to leave with skills, and you need to leave with some tools. You may not get any tools today, but you will leave with skills. A skill is how to put the knowledge into practice, okay, to experience it. What is the third one, the S? Yeah, good, the spiritual. That one, inshallah, one of the ustads will go through maybe later today, tomorrow. So, physical birth is shared with other creation. We all have it. Human beings, animals, even plants. They give seeds. There's a physical creation of everything. Now, what I want you to do is this. 12 things that me and you, human beings and animals, we have in common with other creations. So there's 12 things. I want to see who can get all 12. So let's split up into, I think, groups of 3. So groups of 3, and inshallah, so if you can spread around the room. So groups of 3, Ramzan, the 3 of you, and you can be a group of 3, and then brother 2 at the back with Brother Majid, if you can go with the 2 at the back, please. Yeah, and then you 3 there. So you've got 2 minutes, the people on Zoom, 2 minutes to write down 12 things that human beings have in common with animals. Inshallah, off you go. After 1 minute, I'm going to give you some clues. So 12 things that animals and human beings both do. We do it, they do it, we have in common. There's the first clue. Each group needs to mention 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Each group needs to mention 3. Not just yet, after the 2 minutes. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to give you the other 6. Okay, you got 30 seconds. You've got 6 there, but the other 6 won't come. So we'll have 5 groups. We'll have the 4 here and the group online. 10 seconds. Okay, choose a spokesperson for your team. Spokesperson. Have you got a spokesperson? for your team? Have you got a spokesperson? Okay, then wonderful. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So wonderful. So you've got 6 clues on there. 6 are hidden. I'm going to make it hardest for the last group, because if any group mentions 3, or let's say 2, then the next group can't mention the same 2. You have to mention a different 2. No. You go start. Majid in your group is going to be last. Okay, so this group here, you can go first. Wait for the mic.
One we said that they develop and learn.
Okay.
And one we said eventually all animals die. That's one thing they do, isn't it?
Very good, very good. Okay, wonderful. So all animals die, and then also learning. Okay, wonderful. This group. So you can't mention them too. You have to mention a different two.
They eat, they drink, and they sleep.
Okay, wonderful, good. So those are the first 3 we've got there: eating, drinking, sleeping. Learning will come. Learning will come. Wonderful. This group. And then we'll have the Zoom participants, and then we'll have the Majid group.
They go out to search for food, like provide, look for their rizq.
Okay, very good. Yeah. So we could say that's work, couldn't we?
Work,
yeah.
And they excrete. They.
Yeah. Answer the call of nature.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Excellent. Yeah. Very good. Good. Okay. So now some Zoom. So we've had a search, working, and going to the toilet. Okay.
All right. So there's quite a few entries, mashallah. So there's quite a lot of participation. So we have eat, drink, sleep, procreate, walk, run, feel emotions, and death.
Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. So, Brother Majid's group, you've got very few that you can mention now. Okay, all of them on Zoom were correct, mashallah, excellent.
So we've got the brothers here, alhamdulillah, said they have a family, they teach skills, i.e. learn, they educate, they entertain.
To entertain?
Like they go on social trips, for example. There's an element of social interaction.
Okay, you are right, but it's just a funny image, that's all.
They, as a loss of a better word, they marry or their partner.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the stuff that we have has all been said before.
All been said. All right, wonderful. So let's see from these diagrams, is there any missing? Okay, so I want you to tell me. Many of you have mentioned words that are not on here, which is excellent because there are more than 12. So the first one you can shout about. They eat. Wonderful. So a bit louder. Second one, they drink. Third one. Fourth one, work. Okay. When have you ever heard of animals do business? Yeah. So the word for this one is something different. There's a word for it. It starts with an L. L, because they do. But we'll come to that one. I think it's the hardest one for people to get. What's this one? Okay, but the animals don't wear rings. So what's another word for marriage in terms of animals? Mating, relationships. Okay, wonderful. This one? Sorry? Yeah, they have children. Good. Someone mentioned it. You mentioned it. You guys mentioned it. So what are they doing here? Yeah, good. So they're protecting. So what do they do for their children? They don't just have children and leave them. They take care of them. They provide for them. And then here, the group, you got the very first one. This one. Yeah, education. They learn. So many animals out there, they learn and they teach their children as well. So they don't just feed them, clothe them, just like some of our elders have done in the past. Parenting is not just clothing, feeding, and sheltering your children. Parenting is much more than those 3 things. There's teaching them, talking to them about experiences, manners, emotions, life experiences, problems. All these things is parenting as well. Okay, so what's this one? No one had this one, I don't think. Yeah, they build houses, animals build, birds build nests, and so on. This one, I think Brother Majid's group had this one. What do? Imagine elephants and birds and all these. What they go on? Yeah, they go on social trips. There's some animals in the world that travel from one side of the world all to the other, and there's one special, I think it's a fish or a bird, from where it's born and where it dies is the same place. It knows where it's born and it knows when it's going to die, and it goes back to the same place to die. Oh, you know, it's got this memory of everywhere it's been. You know, it's amazing. And what's this one? No one had this one. They fight, yeah, animals fight as well. Okay, wonderful. So what is this one then? I'll give you a clue. In this retreat, it's happening now with human beings. And in creations, in animals, there's always one amongst all of them. The leader. Okay, good. They have leadership. So animals, even animals, they follow a leader. Okay, birds, they follow a leader. You've seen the birds that fly around the Kaaba Sharif. They have a leader. You know, the ants, they have a leader. So, these are 12 things, and many of you mentioned many more. But what are we meant to be like the animals, or are we human beings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created as the best of all creation? So, you're human beings, you're more than just this. You are more than this. So if this is all you do, then you become, there's only two things you can become. What are they? Quranic, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions. There's only two that you can become from the Holy Quran. What is it? Can anyone get it? I'll give you a clue. I just mentioned. One is the something of the something, and the other is the something of the something, the other extreme. There's two extremes. What is it? You can only become this side or this side. This side starts with a B, this side starts with a W. What's the extremes? Can anyone get it on Zoom? The best of the best or the worst of the worst. You're only one or the other. And if you're one or the other, then you have to ask yourself, which one am I now? Because whichever you are now, if you're not the best of the best, it means you've gone into the category of worst of the worst. Okay? So, and we don't want to be like that. And I said already, alhamdulillah, inshallah, all of you here, you're hopefully not in that category, because you're here, you're doing something which, if you were to do 1,000 years ago, you wouldn't get the same reward, you know? So, alhamdulillah. Now, are you ready to experience your intellectual birth? Because after this slide, inshallah, I want you to experience it. So can I see a hand up who wants to experience an intellectual birth? Who wants to experience it? I want to see. If you don't want to experience it, then you'll just watch. But no, wonderful. You want to experience it. Because this retreat is all about seeing and experiencing. Okay? So alhamdulillah, let's see what the intellectual birth is. I'm going to give you one question. So brother at the back, you can come closer now as well. There's one question. You're going to see 10 signs. 10 signs. But there's one question. What is similar in all of them? That's the one question I want you to think. So the first sign is there, but remember my question, what is similar in all of them? And I would like, if you get it, then you can shout it out, inshallah. Whoever gets that one thing which is similar in all of them. So the first sign is this. They recognize the importance of why they were born. Why they were born. Not just that they were born, but why they were born. How to achieve the purpose. They start to try and achieve their purpose. They look for it. That how can I achieve my purpose? They start to look for that. Okay? They have a bigger holistic vision of life. A holistic vision of life. They don't just see those 12 things, but they see much more before and after. So here is part of that bigger picture of life. Okay? So they look at that. They have a broad mind. But let me show you some of the others. They try to achieve balance in life. So they try to have time with their partner, time with their children, time for their exercise, for their diet, for their sleep. They try to give time for everything. They try to achieve the balance. They don't go to the extremes. They prioritize daily options. So they try to do, I always say to people, be effective, not efficient. What's the difference? Because it relates to this. What is the difference between being effective and being efficient? Who can tell me? Okay, if you can't think of the words, then speak to your partner very quickly. In your group, since you're with your groups. Uncle, you two can stay together, and Brother Abdul Samad and Majid, you can. What is the difference between effective and efficient? So, 30 seconds, inshallah. People on Zoom as well, and you can send in an answer. Difference between effective and efficient. Do you want to come and discuss with them? Okay. 10 seconds. Wonderful. So we'll start from the left. Okay, so brother, your group, difference between effective and efficient. It's related to that.
Effective is having an impact, achieving a result.
And efficient?
What do we say?
Okay, but that's good. So you're along the right lines. We'll pass it on to the next. Good. So it's along the right lines.
Efficient is just getting the actual job done, and effective is getting the job done, but getting also the result with it.
Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, good try. Yeah.
Can we do the Zoom? There's quite a few.
Yeah, go on. So, Brother Tas, if you can read the Zoom responses.
Yeah, so it's quite a lot. So I'll read a couple of them.
Read
So,
a few.
Being effective is about doing the right things. Being efficient is doing things right. So this is
Very
from
nice.
Abda.
Yeah.
There's another. So effective, you get a result. Efficient is being organized.
Okay, wonderful. So, alhamdulillah, we'll save you guys from having to give an answer because we've got, it's along the right lines. So think of it like this. Being effective is doing the highest valued tasks first, the highest impact. So in business, it will be the task which brings the highest income. You do that first. In marriage, it will be the task which brings the maximum happiness to your marriage. That's the thing you'll do first. In exercise, it will be the thing which gives you the biggest results in your fitness for the least amount of time. So you want to be effective in every aspect of life. You know, in sleep, how do you be effective in sleep? When is it that I should sleep, or how should I sleep so I can get maximum benefit for the least amount of time? So effective is doing the highest value task, the thing which has the biggest impact, doing that first. Efficient is just doing things, not wasting time. That's just efficient, is that you're not wasting time, you're doing lots of things, good things, beneficial things, but you might be doing small impact things, low value tasks. So it might be, in business, it might be doing your Excel sheets, whereas you can give that to someone else, outsource it to someone else. In exercise, it might be running on the treadmill for 45 minutes, whereas you could do a HIIT exercise for 10 minutes and get the same effect. So efficient is just not wasting time. Effective is doing the best thing first, highest impact. So you want to be effective and efficient. Do both. But if you've got to choose one, which one do you choose? Effective. Okay, be impactful. That's how you prioritize. So still my question, the sign is, what is common amongst all 10? And I want you to think about that. What's common amongst all 10? So the next one is, they pursue the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal of life, they're in pursuit of it. They sacrifice the temporal for the permanent, delayed gratification. Now, there's a wonderful experiment that was done about this. They gave the scientists, they had cake. They put a cake in front of a child, and they did this with many, many children. They said to the child, if you can wait 1 hour, you will get 2 cakes. You will get 2 cakes. But if you can't wait 1 hour, you can only have 1 cake. So what they did was they followed all the children and the results. Some of them waited for 2 hours and they had 2 cakes, but most of them had the 1 cake immediately. They couldn't wait. They were so tempted. I need it now. I want it now. You know. So, but the ones who had the concept of, I'm not going to say the word, the thing which is common in all of them, they had that concept in their mind. They followed their progress throughout life and they followed the others. And guess who became very successful in life in general? It was all the ones who had delayed gratification. All the children who were able to wait for a future moment to receive their benefit. So now, an advice for all the parents, teach your children delayed gratification, you can use that little example. You can do that with them. Teach them. If you can instill a quality inside them from a young age, the quality grows and grows and grows, and it manifests in different ways. Okay? So when you're teaching your children to have hayatun tayyibah, because this is what we're talking about, the heavenly life on earth, well, it starts from a young age. If you don't start it for your children from a young age, they won't be living heavenly lives on earth. They'll be living, devilish lives. But you have to live heavenly life yourself first for others to have it. So delayed gratification, huge concept. Again, my question, what is common in all of them? The 8th sign, they make a plan and they align all the activities for this one goal. Yeah, for the one goal. And the last ones, they prepare in advance. Yeah, so they're very proactive. And they synergize all the actions towards the ultimate aim. So the purpose of everything is towards the one. So now this question, what is common in all these signs? Can anyone tell me? I'm going to give you a clue. It starts with it's 4-letter word. Okay, 4-letter word. And I'm going to give you 15 seconds to discuss it with your group. 15 seconds, see who can get it. 15 seconds. Discuss it with your group. See, 15 seconds. And I'll give you a clue. 15 seconds is a clue. The clue is 15 seconds is a clue. What's your name? Shaban, mashallah. You got it. So we've had 15 seconds. So this group's got it, I know that. Anyone else? Okay, good. What did you get? Goal? Okay, you got goal. Time? Okay, for the Majid's group? Time. Okay, wonderful. So time is the one thing. So congratulations, brother, you got it, mashallah. Time is the concept of time is the one thing which is common in all of them. Look at them. The day when the person realizes why they were born, they remember back to the past. Do you think animals think about the day they were born? No. Once they're born, they live in the now. One of the nicest things about being an animal, not that I know what it's like to be an animal, but one of the nicest things about being an animal is they only live in the now. They don't think, they don't have anxiety. Anxiety is the worry of the future. It's the worry of tomorrow. Oh, let me tell you the difference. Fear is when the lion is in front of you. You're facing the lion. Anxiety is that, the lion's gonna get me. The lion's not in front of you, they're gonna get me. Yeah. So another example is the burglar is in front of you, so I'm fearful. I can see the burglar. Anxiety is when I think I'm going to be burgled. I don't see the burgle, I think I'm going to be burgled. And when you're paranoid is when you can't stop thinking that I'm going to be burgled. It's just constant. So that's the paranoid. So the nice thing about being an animal is that you don't have anxiety. They don't worry about a future incident. They face fear head on, but they don't worry, this might happen, that might happen. So there's benefit of having the intellect, but there's the harms of using it the wrong way. Yeah, you need to master your mind. If you want to live a happy life, hayatun tayyibah life, you need to be a master of your mind. When you become a master of your mind, of your intellect, then you can live a truly peaceful life. So look, the day they realized when they were born, time. The desire to achieve the purpose of existence. Purpose of existence is a future thing that you need to achieve. So it's a future. Time. Have a broad vision of life versus narrow vision. Broad vision was this diagram you saw, the hereafter. That's future and the past. Achieve balance in life. How can you do that when you have a concept of a timetable, a 24-hour timetable? So time. Prioritize daily options. Daily options. So I have to do this, then this, then this. Animals only think now, now, now. Pursue the ultimate goal. Again, a future. Sacrifice temporal for permanent, definitely time related. Makes a plan and aligns everything, time. Prepares in advance, time. Synergizes all actions towards the future, ultimate aim, time. So if you want to have the intellectual birth, you have to have concept of time. What can you tell me about time that is so important? There's about 3 main things, but what is one of the most important things about time? Brother Rafi? Okay, good. It never comes back. That's 1. So I want 3 very important points about time. Brother Rafi's got 1. It never comes back. What's another one? 3 very important concepts about time. Let's see. Brother, what was it, Shabazz?
How much time we've got?
Excellent. That is the one I was after. It's always running out, Brother Rafi said. It's always running out. But the other one is that you don't know how much you have. You know, your bank account, it always increases generally. But your time is always decreasing. Yes, it's always decreasing, but how much is left? You might be on your last few breaths and you don't even know it. So that concept of time is what makes life precious. If you were to live forever and ever and ever on this earth, you wouldn't care about time. But the fact that you have limited short time makes it so much more precious, that it's running out. So those are 2, alhamdulillah. Now, are you ready to experience your intellectual birth? You ready? Okay. Can I see who's ready? Hands up. Okay, wonderful. So, this is what we're going to do. You're going to be in pairs, so I want you to choose your pairs right now. So can you choose a partner? Everyone, I want to see everyone with a partner, everyone with a pair. So you can change. What I want you to do is this. I want you to stand up and I want you to find someone in the room you've not met before, you've not spoke to before, you've not met before. If you know everyone, the person you know the least. Okay, so I'll give you 20 seconds and you need to be stood up. So off you go. Someone you've not met before. No, different partner. Different partner. Yeah. And the sisters, the brothers at home listening, you can do this with a partner if you have, and if you don't, it's perfectly fine. You'll be able to do it on your own, and inshallah I'm going to demonstrate. Okay, so everyone got a partner? Alright, wonderful. So, okay, wonderful. So if you just come closer, and then you can sit with your partners. Brother Abdul Samad, can you bring me this chair, please? Bring it here, please. Okay. So this is only for the participants at home. I'm going to do this demonstration. But otherwise, all of you here, you've got a partner. So this is the activity. I want you to choose a person A. One of you is person A, one of you is person B. So choose person A, person B between you. All chosen? Wonderful, excellent. So person A, you are going to act as though, you can read it on there, you are going to act as a person who has died. Okay? You've tasted hell and you've been resurrected. You've come back to the world, a second chance to avoid it permanently. Brother, can you put it on there? Just leave it on there, please. So you are person A, you will act as though you're a person who's died. You've tasted hell and you've been resurrected, you've been brought back to this life. Obviously that can't happen. This is a drama act we're doing, a role play. You've tasted hell, you've been resurrected, and you've come back to this world. You've been given a second chance to avoid it permanently. You're now going to tell person B all about your experience, and you're going to advise person B. You're going to use as much emotion as possible. As much emotion. I want to see you jumping up and down the room. You know? Person B is not going to believe them. So person B is going to be like, are you kidding me? Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? Are you mad? Like that. So, and you can keep having the conversation. Okay, so does that make sense? So, once we've done it for hell, we'll do it for paradise, but we'll swap. It'll be the other way around. Do you want me to demonstrate? Yeah, can I see a hand if you want me to demonstrate? Otherwise, if you don't see your hands, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so this is for the benefit of the people at home, because some of you might be doing it on your own. You'll think, oh, I don't have a partner. So, can you just close that door, please? I don't want other people. Brother, if you just close that door. All right. So, Bismillah. First thing is, we have to get into the right framework of mind. So, this is for the benefit of person A. So, if you want to get into the frame of mind of going to hell, coming back, close your eyes. Whoever person A is, let's do that. So, we're going to do this together. You can close your eyes. Okay, so follow my words. Angel of death has just come in front of you. People at home, all of you can do this. Angel of death is in front of you. He's come in an extremely dark figure, scary figure. Eyes are like lightning. And he's stabbing his fingers like knives right into your chest. He's pulling your spirit, and your spirit is being pulled from all parts of your body. And it's pulling, and it's starting to be painful, and it's hurting, and every single cell in your body is screaming. Now he has your spirit, and your body has fallen and collapsed. He's taking it into the future, the day of judgment, and then the hellfire is in front. The hellfire is a huge beast animal roaring to take the disbelievers and the sinful. And the angel of death is throwing your spirit in the mouth of hell. Now you're inside the fire, and the fire is all around you. You look above, and an enormous blast of flames and lava is falling upon you. You look at your body, and your skin melts. Your skin is melting. It gets straight through to your bones and your organs until you've disappeared, and instantly your body comes back to life. You look up again, and the same thing happens. You're screaming, thinking, will this ever end? And the answer is being given, no, this is your life now. Fortunately for you, the angel of death is taking your spirit back through the past, out of the mouth of hell on the day of judgment, right into this masjid, wherever you are. And he's punched it right back into your chest, and your body's become back alive. So now you can open your eyes, and I'm going to do the role play. So bismillah. Oh my God, my friend, you know, I've just experienced hell. You know, I was in the fire was above me, it was falling on me constantly, and I couldn't do anything. I was just burning and burning and burning, and the skin would just come right back, and then it would just happen all over again. And the angel of death took my spirit, and it was unbelievable. It was so painful. You know, it was terrifying. Are you kidding me? I mean, are you on something? Do you need some help? Do you want me to get someone? Brother, I'm not on anything. It's what I've just experienced is just, I still can't breathe. I can't breathe because of what I've experienced. Honestly, please, you have to save yourself. You know, we've got such little time left. I don't know how long I've got. I'm so fortunate. I've been given a second chance. I've been given this second chance, and I'm here today, sat here. I can tell you, if you don't listen, it doesn't matter, but you have to listen. Please, honestly, you don't want to experience that. Not even for a second. Not even for, can you imagine, forever and ever and ever? I don't ever want to go there. Never again do I want to experience that. Especially, you know, if I had to go there again, it's just the thought of forever itself is a torture. Please, please, please save yourself, please. Brother, you know what? I don't think we can be friends anymore. You know, you're gonna have to get yourself sorted. Honestly, you know, please just leave me alone. Brother, please, you'll be in my prayers. Please just listen to my words. Please just save yourself from the fire of hell. You know, follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please, and just don't go there, honestly. And please don't go. Please don't go. And then, so, right, so that is what you're going to do, inshallah. And are you ready? Yeah? You ready? So I'm gonna get you back into that mode, okay? And this is the thing: when you do something like that, it will be affected. Like I was affected, and you don't just put an act on, you do it real. Like if you were just there seeing this, you won't just come back and talk like your normal person. You will be, your mind is somewhere else. It is where you just came back from. So you can do it like that. So inshallah, would you like me to help you imagine again? Yeah? Okay, can I just see who imagined with me whilst I was doing it? Who did it? And how was your experience of your visualization? Were you able to see? Was it a bit more clear? Yeah? Anyone else? Was it clear? Hasnain, how was yours? Clear? Good? Was it clear? Alright, wonderful. So, same thing. And then this time when I say go, you're going to start explaining it to your partner, inshallah. Are we ready? You need to stand up. Even though I sat down, but you need to stand up for this. I sat down for the camera. Okay, and the people at home that are watching on Zoom, the way I did it, changing chairs, you can do it like that. You can just change from left to right, but you need to do it. Okay, if you do it, then you will experience your intellectual birth. If you don't do it, then you only saw other people experience their intellectual birth, which is nice and well, but you want to experience it. So, Bismillah. So, the ones who are not doing it, you can just listen, don't follow, because remember, you have to not believe them. Okay? And the ones who are doing it, you can close your eyes and go along with me. So, Bismillah. Okay. So now, imagine the earth below you has sunk and you're falling and falling and falling. No one is helping you. You can't hold anything. Your body's sinking further. You're drowning into the ground. The last thing to go is your mouth. And now your mouth has gone below the ground and now your hands have disappeared, but you've stopped breathing. Your breathing has stopped and you've experienced death. You open your eyes and everything is dark. There's only eternal darkness and you hear a huge, loud noise. There's an eruption. The fire and the lava is black. It touches you one little bit, and that one little bit that has touched your toe is electrocuting you in every single cell of your entire body. Imagine when the rest of it touches. The fire is crawling its way up your body. You can't get it off. It's like a disease. And every single cell in your body is about to explode like an atomic bomb. You're looking at the cells inside your body and they are exploding one after another, and you're experiencing every single atomic bomb explosion inside your body. Stop. And with the word stop, you are not feeling that or seeing that anymore. Your spirit is being pulled back. You've come back to this earth and the ground is pushing you up and up and up. You can breathe again. And now you can open your eyes and describe hell to your partner. Off you go, you have 2 minutes. Emotions, energy. People at home, start to describe it to yourself. Inshallah, I'll walk around. "30 seconds, carry on, use more emotion, move your bodies, and use first person, I. 7 seconds, come on. Jump. Okay, Bismillah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, wonderful. So, I sit down, and people on Zoom, Facebook, they can let us know how their experience went, even if you did it on your own. But yeah, so the one, both of you can share with us, how was your experience? Yeah. How did it feel for you explaining it? Probably first time in your life?
Yeah, it was quite frustrating in a way because you're trying to tell someone something because you've been there firsthand, imagined it.
Yeah.
And though the person is in complete disbelief, they don't believe it whatsoever. So.
Yeah. Okay, good. Ramzan?
Yeah, it's not believable. You just think that he needs to get himself checked to the doctor.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Okay, wonderful. So mainly the ones who are experiencing it from a first perspective. So person A, how was your experience? So from the next. How did it feel you describing hell as though you experienced it?
When I was trying to explain to him, normally I don't really speak broken words and stutter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when I was trying to explain to him, I was finding that very difficult.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really put my words together and sentences together.
That's good. Was that as a result of having just been there, seen it, experienced it?
Yeah, pretty much, yes. From seeing it. So when the first time we done it, not the second time, the first time when we done it, I've explained both experiences, but the first one had more of an impact.
Which was the first one?
Do you know when you just...
when I did it?
When the first one, yeah.
Okay.
When you said the angel of death.
Yeah.
That
That's
one.
fine. All right, wonderful. Thank you. Jazakallah. Next group, next pair. It's Tasif, this person.
I just imagine like when you touch a hot plate or a hot pan, and imagine that pain, and then the increasing sense of panic building up to you. You know this is what's happening to you, and you know there's no route out, there's no relief coming, and the panic then builds even more and more up.
Yeah. All right. Wonderful. Good. Next pair is probably this side. Brother at the back.
I explained to the brother, like the other brother mentioned before, it was anxiety started to kick in. Because it felt as though I felt it, but brother wasn't believing in anything. He was not believing it.
So that's
I was
fine.
getting more and more agitated because he wasn't listening to me.
Yeah. So that's good. He's not going to believe you. But how was your experience? So you felt anxiety as a result.
Yeah.
That's good.
It felt real.
It felt real.
It felt real.
Felt real. So that's excellent. So mashallah, you've had because it felt real. You could say, brother Amr has had an intellectual birth there. So you've had the intellectual birth just because you felt it. It felt real. So congratulations, mashallah. Wonderful. Brothers, yeah.
I drew from personal experience with my issues with Jinnat Shaitan that I've had. So I've been told I went through hell to get to heaven. So spiritually I have been to hell. I have experienced it. So I drew my experiences and mentioned those.
All right, nice. Okay, wonderful. So no one's physically been to hell, just to clarify. No one's been to hell, and because there's no human beings there right now. There's angels burning the fire, making it hotter and hotter and hotter, but there's no one being punished now. People enter hell after the Day of Judgment. So even when the Holy Prophet ﷺ, on the night of Miraj went to see these things, it was a future that was being shown. Yeah, so that just clarify that. Okay, is person B now ready? Okay, person B, it's now your turn. Okay, so now we've got this on the screen. Person B, I'm not going to do this again, so I'm not doing it. Okay, person B will act as a person who's died, tasted paradise, and has been resurrected to come back in the world. How awful, yeah? A second chance to attain it permanently. Okay, so they've only tasted paradise, they've come back. How do you think they're going to feel? Oh no, what am I doing back in this world? I don't want to be here. Where am I? They will tell person A all about their experience, and it will advise person, that should say A. Use as much emotion as possible, person A will not believe them. So person B is the one who's gone to paradise, come back, and you're telling your partner, and your partner's not going to believe you. Okay? Are we all ready? Do you want to stand up and I'll do the little imagination of paradise, and then we'll start. So people at home, and then the people at home can share their experiences after this one, inshallah. Okay, so Bismillah, follow along. Okay, so now the entire room has become bright light and white, and you see like a dough, and you see a hair, and you're pulling the hair out of the dough, and in that moment you've tasted death so easily, like you didn't even know you've died. You're seeing your parents and your grandparents and your loved ones in front of you. There are gardens, there are streams, rivers. You're walking on a river, you're walking on water. There are rivers of honey in the sky and in the air, flying alongside you. There's one of honey, one of milk. It flies in the sky, and you can just call it and say, come here, and it comes to you, and it enters you, and you taste with all your body. You're able to taste the honey, not just with your tongue. You look at the distance and you see a palace, and the palace is massive and huge in size, and instantly you want to go there, and the water starts to take you. It turns into a vehicle in itself. You can feel the air and the wind, but the air and the wind follows you wherever you want to go. It doesn't go against you, it protects you. It is your vehicle. You reach your palace, and your palace speaks to you and says, I am your servant, how would you like me to be? And just by thinking, you can change the design however you wish. Suddenly, your blessed partners start to come. But then the doors close, and your spirit is being pulled back. You see your family, your siblings, those who have passed away. You want to reach them, but you're being pulled back. You're taken out of the paradise. The water, the servant, the wind is trying to come to you, but you're being pulled away. And now you find yourself back inside this body, back inside this earth, back inside the building you are in. And now you can open your eyes and describe to your partner. Bismillah. High emotions.
Seconds, last 1 second, come on, high energy.
3, 2, and 1. Okay, mashallah. So, jazakallah. So, people who went to paradise and came back, starting from this side. Yeah. So, how was your experience? So, Brother Tasif, the mic.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The experience was really amazing.
Really?
I was just imagining everything, and just imagining yourself makes you feel so peace and so nice inside.
Yeah.
And as I was trying to explain to his brother, he complimented my acting as well. Alhamdulillah, it's just amazing. It's
Wonderful.
a really nice feeling.
So you're not even bothered that he didn't believe you anymore, are you?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Oh, it's fine. All right, wonderful. So it sounds like you had a good experience. That's good. Okay, brothers, over there. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, Assalamu.
It's an amazing experience. It felt like I'd seen my mother. They've passed away. But, I was imagining that I could see him. On the way coming back to this dunya, it's like I didn't want to leave the Jannah. Just an amazing experience.
Yeah, wonderful. MashaAllah, Mubarak, congratulations. So, I mean, if anything, you've from this retreat to feel like you were with your parents again, and not, you know, all the worries in the world have gone, you're there. Even just that moment, and both of you, what you've said, there's a reason for it. I'll mention the reason at the end. But yeah, wonderful. It was really nice. MashaAllah, to hear. Okay, over here. Congratulations. Any? Yeah? Brother Ayub?
Sorry, I can't speak in proper English. Can I speak in
Urdu? Urdu's fine.
Yeah. माशाल्लाह बहुत अच्छा टेस्ट था, बहुत अच्छा लगा माशाल्लाह, नाइस, वेरी नाइस. फील जैसे महसूस होता है कि आप दूसरी दुनिया में चले गए हो, दूसरी लाइफ में. बहुत नाइस फील हो रहा था.
अच्छा, माशाल्लाह, excellent, very good, very good. Brother Tasif and Brother Asif, how about you two? Yeah.
All I know is that he believed me.
It was that good, yeah?
It was that good. Alhamdulillah, yeah, like the brothers are saying, it was, it felt clear as daylight, you know, the experience was amazing, and I think the acting pulled it off for Tasif to believe it as well.
That's good, very good. I should have recorded that one. I need to see it. Right, mashallah, excellent. So, last two.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Yeah, it just felt like you bounced on the clouds as you were going in, seeing your parents, obviously your father who's passed away, uncles, grandparents, all them. You know, the house made it a light kind of thing, you know. Any car you want, any motorbike you want, whatever else he wants there. I was just explaining to him, but he's got a phone call and walked away.
Wonderful, that was good. So how did it feel for you when you were doing it?
Just imagining it was like, you know, seeing is believing in it, so if you can picture it like that, it was like...
So it was more powerful than hearing about paradise, doing it, yeah?
Vision,
right. Wonderful. Jazakallah. Last group.
Yeah, as you were mentioning everything, and I was imagining it, it felt really real and amazing.
Mashallah.
And it felt like, you know, peace. I mean, I tried explaining to the brother, but he didn't buy it, so it was getting frustrating, and because he wouldn't believe me. But it felt peace for me. It felt really like real, as if I was there.
Wonderful, mashallah. So, jazakallah. MashaAllah, I have to say congratulations, it's Mubarak. And the people on Zoom, if they want to mention, you can read a few. But everyone in this room, from the sounds of it, you've all had an intellectual birth today, you know, just because you've experienced. And that's what retreats are about, it's experiencing, not just learning. And so let me tell you this before we read a few more. The reason that you feel like you're feeling those things, you felt peace, you felt like you saw your mother again, your father again, and you felt happy, you didn't want to come back. You're describing an emotion. So the question is this: you're not in paradise right now. Why are you feeling like you are? Yeah? Why are you feeling like you are, but yet you're not? Can anyone answer me that? You're not in paradise, but you felt like you are. The reason is, there is a desire to be there, but even then you felt like you were there, this type of thing. The reason is the mind can't tell the difference between the past, present and future. When you're thinking of the future, the mind is thinking as though that's happening now. When you're thinking about the past, the mind behaves as though that's happening now. So on a bad way, if something bad happened to you in the past, let's say someone stole something from you, or someone swore at you or called you harmful words and so on, every time you think about that, the emotion comes back again. Oh, I feel it again. He called me this, he called me that. And you feel it all over again. You're tortured every single day. Because it happened in the past, but because you still have it inside you, you've not let it go, and you've not learned how to let it go, it's still torturing you today. That's the past. Now the future, if you think about the future, for example, we did hellfire, you think about hellfire, your mind begins to think that you're experiencing this now, and the emotions of that start to happen. Now that's a very positive thing, because if you feel that fear, when you feel it, that's an experience. That experience is what's going to save you from going there. That can save you from going there. Because hearing the word hell and feeling the word hell is two different things. Hearing the word hell and feeling the word hell are not the same. You felt it. And for those of you who took yourself to a paradise image, you felt like you were in the most wonderful place, happy, peaceful, tranquil, you know. Then you don't want to come back. So you've tricked your brain into thinking you're there, and now you're experiencing that. So in that simple way, if you ever feel unhappy, you now know you have a skill, a technique. Take yourself to the hereafter, take yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, take yourself to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Imagine you're there with them and the world has left, how happy you can become. Now can you imagine if you were able to do it spiritually? You know, what a massive, huge thing that is. So if that experience was something for you, then imagine when you're able to do it really. And you know, then it's even more powerful. So, but there are people, I'll warn you, there are people who can do ascension, but they don't have the feel. Yeah, there are people who can do ascension, but they don't feel anything. And then there are people who feel and they can't do ascension. Which one do you think is better? You can feel without seeing, or see without feeling. Feel without seeing. And what you learned today was to feel without seeing, because you don't have to see. You know, ihsan, the quality of ihsan, presence of Allah, is an experience. It's not a vision. It's an experience. So this comes first, the experience comes first, the vision comes after, and the vision can enhance it. So people on Zoom. Yeah.
So I'll start with the first exercise. So Sister Rashta has mentioned it was terrifying. Another Sister Amin is saying, I felt fear, so much terrifying fear, and far more scared for myself. What will happen if I don't fix myself now? The other person tried to bring me back to worldly issues, but I said, no, Allah is my Lord. And then in terms of kind of the practice, so that Sister Rasha said, I was talking to my reflection in the mirror and telling myself how terrifying I was, and I was in panic to save myself, and following the words of Allah. The thought of living this was most frightening. I think she means entering the hellfire was the most frightening. And then she's moving on to the heaven experience. She's saying the experience of heaven, of feeling light, feeling as if I can fly, float. I felt as I was in a fairy tale paradise. I didn't want to come back. I felt this world is insignificant and have no desire to be here. And another experience shared by Sister Amina, very emotional, wanted to stay there, beg Allah to allow me to go there, don't care about anything else anymore, just want to be with Allah now. Previously was very stressed, it's all gone now.
Subhanallah. So mashallah, if you all want to know a stress relieving technique, then there's a proof there that that can relieve stress. You know, because the sister just mentioned, I think another brother mentioned as well, all their worries and stress just gone. So alhamdulillah, the retreat's over now, you can go. I'm joking. So you know, look at what you can take away from being here. So alhamdulillah. Now, this is all about heaven on earth. This third one, which you see here, the spiritual birth, you've just had the intellectual birth. I wanted you to experience it rather than just hear about it. And so today you've experienced, you could say, a glimpse of it. The spiritual birth is not something I'm going to go through, it's something one of the others will go through, inshallah. But here are some verses related to it, and then we'll look at what Hayatun Tayyibah is. Okay? Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says here, whatever you have will perish. You've all felt it today. It was like you didn't want to come back. I didn't want to come back to this world. The sister just said it there. I can leave now. Whatever you have will perish, but what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has is everlasting. And we will surely give those who were patient their reward according to the best of what they used to do. I'm not going to go into the details of that verse. I want to go into the details a little bit about this one. And I want you to try and tell me what the missing words are. It's in English, so you can use different words, but the Arabic is there, so anyone who knows the Arabic can tell me. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, whoever does righteous deeds, whether male or female, and that is specifically in the verse, whether male or female is mentioned there, while they are a believer, we will surely grant them something, life, and that is important, and we will surely give them their reward according to the best of what they used to do. So, my question to you is this. Firstly, what is the missing words? The Arabic is there. The second, the word and separates two things. So the thing in black, where is this? Where is it? Where does it happen? So who can tell me what's the missing words? Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, it is Hayatun Tayyibah. You can read it in the Arabic, so it's there, Hayatun Tayyibah. So the question is, what is Hayatun Tayyibah in English, in the English translation? That's a nice way to put it, heaven on earth, but then no one will understand what that means, heaven on earth. You will, to some extent, after experiencing that, but what is another way to describe heaven on earth? Blissful life, that's good. Yeah, blissful life. Anything else? Brother Tassi, if you can read a few.
Couple. So Sister Amin is saying Hayatun Tayyibah means good life. Another person saying tranquility in this life. Another person said heaven on earth.
Okay, wonderful. Anyone else? One more? Peaceful. Okay, good. So one nice translation of it is the good, wholesome, tranquil life. Wholesome refers to all aspects of life are balanced. All aspects. Wholesome is that it's full. It's full. There's nothing missing in their life. It's full. Tranquil is that they have inner peace, inside peace. They don't have outward peace. Outward peace is looks and money and cars and houses and all that. You can have that, but you may not have inner peace. If you have inner peace and you don't have that, you will have something that the kings and queens will want, but they won't know what you have. You know? So if they were to experience this, they would give the whole world for it. Yeah? But until you've experienced it, you can't know it. That's the thing. Until you experience Hayatun Tayyibah, you can't know what you're missing. And if you just experienced what you experienced today, there's a glimpse of it, especially when you went to paradise, meaning the image of it. So, the word and, what does that tell us? The second part is we will surely give them a reward in the hereafter. So what does this mean about Hayatun Tayyibah? Is it in this dunya or is it in the hereafter? It's in this dunya. There are many people who think Hayatun Tayyibah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to reward in the hereafter. This verse shows you by the word and that these are two separate things. Hayatun Tayyibah is in this world because the hereafter is mentioned there separately. So this means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to have Hayatun Tayyibah, and that means you can have it. But you need to have something. A wholesome, tranquil life is not just your journey to Allah. Your journey to Allah is the spiritual birth. That's what you're going to see next, later, maybe today, tomorrow. But these 7 trees that I'm going to show you very shortly, these are the 7. These are just 7 of them. There are others, but these are 7. If you have them in perfection, you're working on all those journeys, all these trees, all these paths, whatever you want to call them, then you can have hayatun tayyibah. Are you ready to see the 7? Who wants to see the 7? Can I see your hand? Yeah? Okay, wonderful. Most of you. So here are the 7, and this is what we're going to do. I want you to be in 7 pairs. There looks like we've got 7 pairs. So the first one to choose one of those 7 can have it. So get in your pairs, choose one of the 7. The first one I'll give it to you, because you're going to be discussing what is in that pair, what is in that tree, and you're going to tell the rest of the class, inshallah. So the first one, whoever, you can choose which tree you want and you can be in your pair. You have to shout it out. Health, you got health? You got family? Family and health are taken. You got provision? We've got a few more. Provision's taken, health is taken, family's taken. You want intellect? You've got intellect. With Amar, which one would you like with the Muhafir group? You want okay, you got service. You've only got 2 choices left now. Spiritual and social. I think we've got spiritual and social left. Yeah? You got social, and so let's see. So yours is which one? Family. So you've got family. You're going to discuss together. You've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Discuss what does the family tree? What's it all about? What's the family tree about? What do I need to be working on in my family tree to have a balanced hayatun tayyibah? Okay, brothers, yours was health. So what is incorporated in health? What do I need to focus on? What do I need to make sure is right in my life? What am I not getting enough of? Health. Brothers, what was yours? Provision. Okay, so provision, I'm not going to give you any clues, but that's that one. Intellect. So the mind, all related to the mind. What does the mind need? What does provision need? Okay, good. Are you 2 doing one? Okay, good. Brother Amar, yours was social. So what kind of social interactions do you need to have a balanced life? Wonderful. And service. What kind of service could you do? What are the different ways in order to have a balanced life? So we've got 6. Spiritual, Brother Majid, have you got a partner? Is he hiding? Okay, Brother Jabbar. So if you do the spiritual one, inshallah, you've got 3 minutes, and then we'll listen to your answers to the rest of the class. Jazakallah, 3 minutes. People at home, you can do the same thing. Do it for all of them, inshallah, as much as you can. Or choose one. Choose 1, choose 2, if you're at home, inshallah. Three minutes.
I'll say to the health would be, it might go with that, but it might be stress,
Yeah, you sound like you. Oh, yeah. I ran it last time. Like a year ago, 2 years ago. And then every single person, they go and share the crowd. Next minute, I'm going to go to Paris. Yeah, no, see it clearly on TV screen. But that kid will also see every night wakes up in general. What happens to me anyway? These teachers are here for free. He makes it irrelevant. He sees good spirits and he sees bad spirits. That's what there's protection along. So when he enters this movie I watched, and in the fourth one, he's getting good spirit in that realm. She's like an angel. The one that carries the realm here, the older ones, in that movie, they make it, they put it in movies to make it captivating. Now when you look at that, you think it's just a movie. That's the problem now. Once they start putting it in the syndication, once I see that movie, I thought, what they've done, they've always shown it in a different way, but it's never going to be. For example, if there's a miracle that's happening,
MashaAllah. Okay, Bismillah. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now, inshallah, the pair can come up to the front and share to the rest of the group what you've learned, inshallah. So, in any order. So the people who do it first, they get the reward of the rest of the group. Yeah. So, mashallah, brother. Yeah. So wonderful. Brother Tas will give you the mic. You come together as a pair. What you learned, inshallah. So, firstly, what tree you have and what it entails.
We had service, and we were thinking to bring it into your life. If you did something on a regular basis, so you could donate or you could take part. So you could, let's say, like a soup kitchen, or even if you want to attach yourself to a masjid, attend regular Jummas and help them set up, or like something like this, where brothers are doing khidmah upstairs for the food, or cleaning, or brothers in the media team, or like yourself. So you can do religious ones, but it's so vast. Service is so vast. You can attach yourself to any group, any charity, and you can help them.
Wonderful.
And, so like something like once a week would be a good time too.
Yeah, 4 hours a week I'd recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 hours a week. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. Jazakallah, round of applause. All right, wonderful. Yeah, that's fine. Unless you want to say anything with Muhammad?
No, just
No?
giving back to the community.
Giving back to the community. All right, wonderful. Next group. You get reward as though everyone after you you'll get reward, but it'll be less than these two, inshallah. What was your three? Family.
So what we discussed was within family to follow Allah's commands and the Sunnah, and that way it becomes a tranquil and peaceful environment. And within the spouse, the partners, to have a loving, caring relationship, that also helps. And to give education, tarbiyah, to do the parents following the commands of Allah and the Sunnah themselves, and that way the children can follow their footsteps. And
wonderful. Jazakallah. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, just everyone fulfilling their responsibilities to make sure that the family is maintained and everyone's living peacefully.
Wonderful. Jazakallah. Thank you. Round of applause. Brother Bashir, is it okay to put the screen on as well? Yeah, please, because I just want to show the tree at the same time. Wonderful. So yeah, brother, you can give it to the next one. Who's next? All right, wonderful. So what I'll do is, as each group mentions, I just want you to see the diagram here as well. So for the service, we have a few things. So for service, we've got serving humanity, serving the world at large. But if you can't serve the world, serve your home, serve your town, locality, serve your country, serve your continent, serve the world. Okay? So start small and grow big. When it comes to giving money, give money for good causes without want for anything in return. And serve them for worldly and hereafter. Okay, so that's very important. When you're doing service, some of your service should be helping people in the world, dunya related, and some of your service should be hereafter related. You should have a balance of both. If you're too much on one, then you neglect the other, and the people will say, oh, you only focus on that. Well, I've got problems here I need help with. So then when you're helping, remember this, very important. If you help someone in dunya, they automatically give you permission to help them in deen. So if you help someone with anger problem, emotional problem, marriage problem, they automatically give you the permission to give them dawah. It's like automatic. If you say anything, they'll listen. So if you want to help anyone in dawah hereafter, help them in dunya first. So just regarding the other one, and then you can begin. What was family? So family is here. So it mentions that working on maintaining positive relations. So every relationship in your family, husband, wife, children, parents, siblings, try to maintain positive relationships. There's one simple, can anyone tell me one simple rule that you can follow to have a good relationship with everyone? Not even just family, everyone. There's one thing, can anyone tell me? If you were given one rule, follow this one rule, what would it be? That's a good one, to smile at everyone, but it could start with a smile and it can end with a fight. Sorry? Give? Okay, yeah, it could be give, but then you could feel like, okay, I'm giving you so much, I'm not getting anything in return. Forgive, okay. Yeah, so you need to forgive, but you shouldn't forget. If you forgive and forget, then what happens is it happens again and again. And if you forgive someone, when you forgive, you should forgive with conditions. Forgive with conditions. Don't just forgive with conditions. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you conditions. You should give people conditions. That's important. Okay, but there's one thing. That's not the one. The one thing is this. That speak to every person about what you have in common with them. Speak to every single person about what you have in common, what they like to talk about. So let's say with one person it might be food. With another person, they love to talk about business, talk about business. With another person, they love to talk about ascension, talk about ascension. With another person, they love to talk about akhirah, so talk about akhirah. Every person, find what do they like to talk about and just talk about that with them. And even if they don't ask you about you, doesn't matter. You maintained a good relationship. That's what's important. So the last thing is, yes, fulfill the rights of the family, but even better than that, fulfill more than their rights. You do more than their rights. The only time you do less is when they take advantage, and then it's for their benefit, you have to decrease. So, alhamdulillah, that's the family one. That's wonderful, jazakallah. What is this? Yours?
So we had intellect, and it was quite a challenging one. But I think we talked about the extremes. So is related to learning and developing yourself. So sometimes you can, if you don't have enough of that, you could be quite bored. And then that leads to you either living a life that is not good enough for you, so going back to the circle of expanding and developing your life. You may be just stuck at home on a couch watching TV, versus really intellectually challenging yourself to learn new things, have new experiences. But also you don't want to learn too much. You need to learn things that are useful for your life. So that's where the balance would be.
Okay, wonderful. Brother, if you want to add anything? Okay, excellent. So then, jazakallah, a round of applause. All right, wonderful. Always learning. So yes, always learning doesn't mean you're continuously learning. Your brain can only take a certain amount. You need to give it an amount, but not too much. Like Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani rahimahullah says, now close the book of knowledge and open the book of practice. Then there comes a point where the knowledge has to turn into practice. So developing new skills, that is knowledge in practice. What you did today, that was knowledge in practice. It was far better to learn it that way than a speech. And then teaching others the knowledge. Did you get that one, Brother Tasif? You didn't mention. So if you want your intellect to be at its peak, the way to do it is teach what you learn. And the sooner you teach it, the better. Because knowledge is like, an intellect is like a flowing river. If you want it to be clean, it needs to be like a river. Anyone that comes to it, it will be clean water. What does that mean? It means you're teaching others. But if you become like a lake, a still lake, you've got all this knowledge, but you're not teaching it, it's just in you, then it becomes dirty, it becomes polluted and contaminated. So share it, teach it. Like the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, to his meaning that if you know one narration from me, share it. To the newest meaning, one. So, alhamdulillah, jazakallah. Next. We've got, excellent. Which one was yours? Spiritual tree.
So the spiritual tree, we discussed that bringing all aspects of the self, i.e. the physical, mental, moral, and emotional and spiritual self in line with how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to use them. So for example, the body, not using it to, let's example, backbite someone, but to spread good with the tongue by giving good nasiha, or even just speaking to someone just to let their emotions out, just so they can feel better. Not thinking not thinking bad of someone in the mind, rather having a good opinion. Not hating someone with the heart, rather loving them because they're the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And having good emotions, i.e. Having the desire to want to help the rest of the creation, and using the spirit to traverse the spiritual path. And that's what we've got.
Jazakallah.
Three colour.
Imagine anything you want to add, Ustad?
All in one.
No, it was, I think Brother Jabbar.
Thank you very much, Jazakallah. Thank you for a round of applause for me. Anyway, there you are. All right, wonderful. So, meaning of life, as was mentioned, is very important. That you have the time concept, the hereafter concept, the future concept. But the most important aspect of spiritual life is your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If your relationship with Allah is not there, there's 4 times every person needs to have. 4 times. Time with yourself, me time. Time with your partner, husband, wife, number 2. Time with your family, so that's your children, siblings, parents, all that time. and then the time with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If any one of those 4 times are missing, then what happens is all the others will be affected. All of them will be affected. So you might be perfect in all other aspects of life, but you're losing your spirituality, your connection with Allah Azza wa Jal, then those others will start to fall apart. You can't be sincere with, if you can't be sincere with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can't be sincere with anyone else. Okay, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most perfect one, doesn't have any faults. You can't be sincere with Him, how can we be sincere with anyone when everyone else has faults except prophets amongst creation? So, wonderful. Next. Last few. Yeah? Which one was yours? Social. Yeah, you can come up, inshallah. You want to stay there? Okay, that's fine.
It was mainly discussed outside the family, so work colleagues, people you interact with. Could be, for example, Tareeqah brothers, people we, friends basically, how we can help them and benefit them in any way, shape and form. That was it really.
All right, wonderful. Jazakallah, thank you. Round of applause. All right, wonderful. One thing regarding friends is that there are 3 different levels of friendship. Okay, social interaction, 3 different levels. And most of us, Facebook, Instagram, we have hundreds and hundreds of the so-called friends, but they're level 1 friends. So what are the 3 levels of friendship? I'm just going to give you a taste of them. The first level of friendship is they just like your company because of the feeling you give them. They like you, not because of you, they like you because of the feeling they get when they're with you. So they don't actually like you. They like the feeling you give them. And as soon as that feeling goes, they're gone. That's level 1 friendship. That is not the type of person you want to be spending most of your time with. That is not the type of person you want to put into your timetable and actively ring and go and see. Because if you do, when you look at level 2, they won't be here for you. So what's level 2? Level 2 is the type of person that you can talk to about your problems, but after 5-10 minutes of saying, I'm having this marriage problem, I'm going through this, going through that, they'll say, oh, you know what, let's just get over it, let's go and enjoy ourselves. They'll listen to you for 5-10 minutes because they're like a level 2 friend, but after 5-10 minutes, they'll say, come on, this is not why we're friends. We're friends so we can go play football. We're friends so we can go to the gym. We're friends so we can go enjoy and eat out. That they will listen only a little bit, but then they'll take you back to the reason that they're friends with you. And one of them, the worst sign is when they change the topic from you back to them. They say, okay, you're having marriage problem, but I'm having this problem and that problem. So they change the topic from you back to them. So they're more self-centered. But they'll still listen to you, they'll turn it back to them. So that's the level 2 friendship. Level 1 won't even listen. They just enjoy your company when you're laughing and joking. Level 2, they listen a little bit, but then they go back. They change the topic to themselves, again self-centered. You should be thinking now, make a list of your level 1 friends. If this is something I would ask you to do if you want to, go through your phone book, every person put level 1, level 2 next to them. Because you're searching for level 3. Level 3 friend is the one that they will spend hours with you and they won't get a single benefit, but they will be there for you. And when you're in need of something, they would be there for you. They'll call you, they'll come to help you. That is your level 3 friend. And that friend might be the one you don't spend any time with, but that is the one that you need to spend time with. And the last thing I'd say regarding social interaction is this: if you want that type of friend in your life, you need to become them first. Become level 3 friend for someone else, then you will find them in your life. But you don't become level 3 friend, don't expect to find them. Okay? And you may never have experienced friendship at that deep level until you've found that type of person. And until you become that type of person. There are many people who feel that they're with people, but they feel alone. Loneliness is not when you're around people. Loneliness is a feeling inside. You can feel alone and be surrounded by so many people. And you can feel witness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and anyone Allah wills. You can feel witness and be alone. So that's social interaction. MashaAllah. Next one. Who's next? Provision? Come up, brothers, front. Last few.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It was earn halal income, spend it in a halal way by fulfilling your obligations, charity, etc. But don't make it the purpose of your life, and always remember that it's guaranteed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Wonderful. Jazakallah. Round of applause. Did it on his own as well. Jazakallah. Okay, the only thing I would add is every one of these trees has physical side that you're seeing on the slide, but they have a spiritual element. The tree of provision, you have to have this belief that Allah Azza wa Jal is Razzaq. He is the provider, not me. Not my business, not my job, not my employer, nobody, only Allah. But the moment you don't believe that, the moment you don't believe it, is the moment you start getting tested by it more. But if you believe it when you lose money, when you make money, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will always enable you to pass that test. You have to remind yourself it regularly, especially when you're dealing with work in business. Everything is in Allah's hands. It's not in your hands. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the provider, but that also means He provides at His will. He provides you, He takes away. He gives you, He takes away. And maybe He takes away and He doesn't give, maybe He gives you in a different way. Provision is not only money. There's 10 different ways of rizq. 10 that I mentioned previously. 10. Money is only one of them. So provision, rizq, doesn't just refer to money only, other things as well. So the number of breaths you have is provision. The number of steps you have, the time you have, the number of glances you have. These are provision as well. The spiritual qualities you have is a rizq. The thoughts, the ability to think is a rizq. There's different ways of rizq. So Allah, you might give in charity today. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may not give you more money back, but He may give you contentment back. Contentment is far greater than money. So alhamdulillah, last one, I think we have one more. Yeah, health. All right, wonderful. Nice way to end it.
We said for health, such as not exercising, sleeping too much, eating too much, not eating according to the sunnah, bad habits, smoking, misuse of drugs, and any other way that you could, get reward in terms of pass it on to others, tell them how, take them exercising and stuff like that. That's as much as we got in it.
Wonderful, excellent. Anything else regarding health you want to mention, Baz?
Oh, in terms of stress too, in terms of like anxiety, stress, it's not good for the mind, and obviously the body's going to go back one day, so it's got to go good condition.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Jazakallah, thank you. Round of applause. Wonderful. So, the only thing I'd add regarding physical health is energy. It's almost always missed. Is energy levels. Your energy, your physical energy levels are related to your physical health. Sometime in the day you'll feel more energy, sometime you'll feel less. Motivation is an energy, comes and goes. There's sexual energy, comes and goes. And there's hormones as well. Hormones, human biology, you have to know your hormonal, men and women both, you need to know your hormonal cycle and how it affects you. Because if you don't, it's part of your physical health, it will manifest in bad ways, and you can manifest it in good ways. So do you see every single one of these trees is a workshop in itself. We're just talking the peak of it, just very little of it. But if you truly want to have hayatun tayyibah, the peace, tranquil life, you need all of them. Okay, we need all of them. All of them are possible. The fact Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in the Holy Quran means it's possible. So, and when you have it, you will have such a thing that everyone in the world, they can't see it, but they will wish it. They will want what you have, but it's not materialistic. So, these are some of the things that happen if you don't have it. Stress, anxiety, lack of quality time. Okay, so you see there, heart problems, physical problems, health problems, arguing over nothing, There's negative impact on your children and on your people around you. Always feeling moody, there's the energy one, comes into there. Lack of intimacy and lack of sleep. Almost most marriages, they have a lack of intimacy, and that manifests in other ways. Lack of sleep and lack of this, but they don't want to mention the underlying reason. It sometimes is there. So all these problems, and there's many more, come about because of not having a balanced life. So when you go back, you want to make sure, I want to live a balanced life. But the last thing I want to say to you, after you see these three, who can tell me what the three are? Shout them out. Physical? You had the intellectual today, inshallah, you experienced it. And spiritual you will. The last thing I will say is this. If you come to the mashayikh and you say to the friends of Allah that, oh friend of Allah, oh mashayikh, oh shaykh, oh mentor, whoever, I want to have a balanced marriage. I want to have a balanced social life. I want to have a balanced health. Can you give me a workout routine? Can you give me a diet plan? They'll say, I'm not here for this. We're not here for this. Go to the personal trainer for that. Go to the business person for, jobs and business. Go to the marriage counselor for marriage. But if you came and said this, then they will help you. And what is that? That is this, that, oh shaykh, oh teacher, oh mentor, I want to use my marriage to get closer to Allah. I want to use my health to get closer to Allah. I want to eat in such a way so I can be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to sleep in such a way so I can please Allah. I want to have children in such a way and bring them up so I can please Allah. If that's your question, then yes, they will help. But that question has to come from you. So make sure that your question regarding these things is that you want to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the 7 trees, then they will help you. But if you ask just for the thing itself, you've come to dunya, you've come to a place of deen for dunya. That is very much disliked. If you come to a place, 99% of the world is for dunya, 1% is for Allah or less. You go to that one place for dunya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't be pleased. But go to that one place and ask the people there, I want to use everything in my life to get closer to Allah. They will be more than happy to help you with everything. So inshallah, on that note, I like to finish. Jazakallah for everything. And if there's any questions, I've gone over. We started a little bit late, but I've gone over. So if there's any questions, I'm still here, inshallah, till the rest of the day. But I don't want to take any time of anyone else. So inshallah, there we'll finish. Jazakallah and subhanakallahumma bihamdika.
Jazakallah khair, Ustad. So the next session is a practice of the Muraqba. We will have one more. So we're switching the break around. So inshallah you'll have a break now. So if you could rest, make sure that you're fresh for the practice, which will begin at 6:25. So it will begin at 6:25. So if just over an hour to rest. Also those who are joining on Zoom, please join the link at 6:25, and then we'll continue until Asr, which is at 7:45. So please use the time now to make sure that you're refreshed and ready. And if you can, pray your Salatul Hajjah before 6:25 so that you can begin the session promptly. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah.
कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती चला रहा वही खुदा है दिखाई भी जो न दे नजर भी जो आ रहा है वही खुदा है वही खुदा वही खुदा है वही खुदा है तलाश उसको न कर बुतों में